The Wendy Williams Show.
My studio audience, and of course my virtual audience. How you doing? It gets better every day. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Come on. I think a lot of us agree that there's less confusion for us today than there was before Saturday. We've got a new president-elect. Congratulations to Joe Biden. And by the way, I loved the jog on stage and the black suit and the whole bit. Yeah. And how youthful. He's ready to go. And he stopped for a moment, I think probably because, there he goes again. And then Kamala Harris, our first woman vice president. I think they look terrific together. I got a little nervous, though, I have to tell you. When Joe was running to the stage and Kamala had already introduced him, I was like, please don't let them hug. Please don't let them hug. Please don't let them, you know what I'm saying? Please let them either handshake, fist bump, elbow bump, something. They ended up fist bumping. Yeah. Because I think that the hugging thing would be like sexist, you know what I'm saying? So they played it perfectly. Kamala, by the way, you make pantsuits look so comfortable. While pantsuits aren't my thing, that blouse you have underneath is totally my thing. I wish that they rolled style credits at the end so we can, you know, get the styles. And Kamala, I know that the inauguration consists of two things. One, where you and Joe put your hand on the Bible and you do that thing. But I think the general public, we like to see that small party. They're gonna have a small, tasteful party with special invited guests. And Kamala, that's where you would change from the pantsuit maybe, and maybe put on a ball gown. I don't want to see a pantsuit at the inauguration. Anyway, the blouse though, back to the blouse, love it. Okay, and I really like Jill's dress. I thought it was very ladylike, very first ladylike, and also really whimsical. Like, she was having fun with us. It's fun. Jill, again, I wish that they rolled the style credits. Okay. The children, first of all, both first families, they look beautiful on stage. I was staring. The children, you know, Kamala's best friend was up there. I mean, it was just wonderful. Look at just beautifulness. But the star was definitely Kamala's husband, Doug. Doug was doing the most, and look, if you'll notice, he's the last one to leave the stage. Look. In the very beginning when he got up there, right, he was watching Jill. I noticed he was watching Jill to see, you know, what does a first husband or a second husband do? What do I do? And so he was a little nervous. Once he got into it, Doug, you are a star. So congratulations to them. And, you know, there was celebration everywhere here in New York, celebrations in the streets, celebrations in Philly, celebrations all around the country, but mostly here in New York, because this is where I live, so I was able to hear all the noise outside, yeah, which was my first time getting up, you know, for the day, because it happened before noon.
Yeah.
And so I was still in the bed. I was on the phone with Bernie, and Bernie goes, you know, what channel are you watching? I told him what news channel I was watching. He said, change to this, you know, he won. I was like, what? And so I'm talking to Bernie. I was like, oh, hey, Bernie, I have to get off the phone. So there's noise outside. So I'm seeing peaceful happiness outside my window. And then I look across at the park where everybody's playing. People have on shorts and tank tops. And look, not for nothing, it wasn't just white people, it was black people too. which tipped me off that,
right.
Wait, how many degrees is it? So I had to change to the local news, you know, to see what's the temperature? 75 degrees. I gotta get me some of that. So I get in the car. First of all, robe and slippers, you know. Get in the car, and I knew exactly what I was going to do. I have a friend who has a gigantic balcony with an outdoor kitchen, and there were like 10 or 12 grown adults, you know, eating and having a good time. But I didn't feel like they had all the good stuff, like lobsters and steaks and stuff. But what I really wanted, collard greens, black-eyed peas, fried fish, you know, all the good stuff, macaroni and cheese, cabbage. So where did I go for that? Harlem. Of course. So in my robe and slippers, I take a slow ride to Harlem, just looking at everybody, having a good time, peacefully being happy. Norman, let me tell you something. Well, first I stopped at my friend's house, but I only stayed for like an hour because I wasn't interested in doing anything, but just being out and socializing, you know? Norman, on the way to Harlem, I rode through a pink poof, that cloud of smoke, you know, when people are happy and they blow the smoke and it hits your car. I rode through that. It was so wonderful. Yeah. Anyway, so everybody, let's keep it peaceful, you know, and I do believe that Donald Trump, our president, has every right to investigate. If he feels that if he feels that this election was stolen from him, then he has the right. He and his chief counsel, Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who'd been on TV all weekend long explaining to us exactly what's going to happen, then he has the right. Just, Mr. President, if I can just ask one favor of you on behalf of all of us, don't hold the process up too much. We must move on with our lives. We must. Norman, what'd you do on Saturday? I know you didn't stay in the house.
Well, first of all, I was in bed and I was just still in bed and I heard cheers and I was like, what is that outside? Like, what's going on? And then I was like, oh, I checked my phone. I was like, he won! Called up, you know, Shantae and May, and we were like, let's go out, let's have a good time.
How late did you stay out?
I stayed out till about 7 o'clock.
Me too. I was back in by like 8 o'clock. Yeah.
So
all my food, I spread it all out. As a matter of fact, I had so much food that I actually had black-eyed peas and collard greens for breakfast this morning. Ooh. Okay, Mel B is facing bankruptcy. And I like Mel B a whole lot, but she was ordered to pay. Now, listen to what I'm telling you, because I believe that this is mostly Mel B's fault. Poor planning makes for situations that she's going through like this. I'm sorry, Mel. She was ordered to pay $500,000 to her ex-husband, Stefan Belafonte, who's not even a real Belafonte, which, you know, after she got heartbroken, according to her, by Eddie Murphy, Stefan was the next man who came along and said that he was a Belafonte, and she didn't Google schmoogle him. You could have found that out right away. Anyway, all right, so it's $400,000 for spousal support in the rears, and $100,000 for lawyer's fees, his lawyer's fees for fighting her in court. Well, if women want to play a man's game, then women got to pay. Trust me, I know. Just saying. Not boo. Anyway, COVID is one of the reasons that she's going through this bankruptcy. You know, she's currently paying Stefan $15,000 a month in spousal support and $7,300 a month in child support. She owes the government $2.5 million. Well, how do you get that kind of debt? See, that's years and years and years of just partying and thinking the money's not going to end and, you know, just doing it. Debt like this does not happen overnight. You got to stay on top of your money. And then she tells Stefan, and by the way, $400,000, $15,000 a month is pretty much the going rate. He should get that. You know why? Because she's over in London. He's home with their 13-year-old Angel by Eddie Murphy. He's taking care of Angel.
He's taking care of their kid together.
Oh, their kid together.
Yeah, Angel with Eddie Murphy is still with her.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a 9-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a 9-year-old. He's the caretaker. She's in England. She can't come back over here on account of Corona. And $15,000 a month. And yeah, $7,300 a month separately for a child support. A 9-year-old needs stuff. They want iPads and iPhones and all that stuff that people want these days. You got to go to a private school because at the end of the day, even though it's not a Murphy, it's a Belafonte. It's a Belafonte, B. Murphy. You know, something could happen. She's got to go to a really well-gated private school. She wants to roller skate. She wants to have sleepovers with her friends. They can't live in a one-bedroom apartment. You know, the girl has got to have a bit of a style in which she's become accustomed. Even if it's a smaller place, it's still got to be, you know.
Right.
Then he's got to have a life. You know, he's got to be able to go out and have fun with friends. And so that means that they have to have maybe a nanny or an au pair or something like that. So in the meantime, Mel is asking Eddie Murphy to increase her child support for their 13-year-old daughter, Angel. Now, Eddie's been paying her $25,000 a month since Angel was born, has not raised the amount. Well, $25,000 a month for a newborn seems like a lot. But when the kid gets to be 13 and they start asking for stuff, $25,000 is still a lot. Even for a 13-year-old, but you're also saving for college and things like, you know, they need stuff. Eddie, I also heard that she wants a forensic accountant to look deep into your money. If I were you, I would change my number quick and leave Mel B all the way over there. And I'm all for girl power, but there's no touring with the Spice Girls. There's no judging on the judging shows. There's no nothing going on right now. She is not working. You know what, Mel B? Other people have filed for bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is not the worst thing that you could file for. At least it'll stop the debt that you have right now. You can make an arrangement for that $2.5 million with the government. And well, you can't make arrangements with Stefan. That's not part of the arrangement. But you need to file for that bankruptcy. And look, it's already out there. If you were trying, you know what, Mel? Fix your life, please. Speaking of fixing and lifing, by the way, I did not see Potomac last night, but I heard I didn't miss anything.
Right, it wasn't that big. Nothing really happened.
Well, I was so tired at 8 o'clock on account of the heavy food, the candied yams, you know. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner all weekend long. Anyway, around 8 o'clock, I was like, oh gosh, I'm not gonna make it till 9 o'clock. I have to watch Potomac. I'm invested. Around 8:15, 8:30-ish, I get a phone call from Lunel. And Lunel, I was like, Lunel, you're just in time because I have to watch something at 9 o'clock. I said, by the way, I've seen all the different commercials on every single network about you being on Ayanla this coming weekend. They're calling it the premiere. And so she said, yeah, girl, what you want to know? And so I said, well, I just want to know, first of all, I don't like to see you cry. Norman?
No.
You saw the commercials.
I saw Lunel crying on TV. I said, no, not Lunel.
Exactly.
What is this? What time and when does it air?
It's a... So, but Lunel, I can give you this little tidbit. Lunel told me she wasn't crying for Ayanla making her cry. She was crying because her daughter was involved in the tiration. Because Ayanla told Lunel during the commercials that she's a bad mother, that she's negligent.
Oh, no.
Yes, that she neglects her daughter, touches Lunel's chest to hold her back, hugs the daughter like the daughter's her own, tells the daughter, don't you talk to her like she's your mother. You talk to her like you want to talk. You talk to her like a boss. And Lunel in the commercial, did you see her say she's going to break the window?
Uh-huh, Yep.
There's more to the story.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Anyway, Ayanla will be here on Thursday, so we'll find out more at that point. In the meantime, you know, I've been working tirelessly and feverishly on my Lifetime project. The documentary is already done. I've seen it. You'll love it. 2 hours. The movie was a little delayed because of Corona, and we had to pull it was just a mess. But we got it done. It's a wrap. And I have to show you just 2 little tasty pictures. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's Sierra Payton playing me on the radio. Uh-huh. And she's just interviewing some random guy, but the point is that that's Sierra Payton playing me. Uh-huh. The movie's gonna be so good, it's gonna be 2 hours too. Yeah. There's no way to avoid talking about death at this particular time. The dearly departed Alex Trebek, the host of Jeopardy, he passed away over the weekend. We've all heard about it. He was 80 years old. He battled pancreatic cancer, and he hosted Jeopardy for 36 years. I mean, that's an institution in most people's households. You know, every once in a while I watch Jeopardy. It's a little over my head. You know what I mean? The questions. Like, I don't like school that much. When I get home, I don't want to be in school. And when I do guess something right, I end up staying to see, like, bet it all. Bet it all. So Alex hosted enough shows to last us through Christmas. So on Christmas Day, they're going to show the last, Jeopardies. And then people are like, well, who do you think should host? Personally speaking, I think that they should have reruns until forever. Like, smart talk never goes out of style. But a lot of you Jeopardy fanatics think that the Jeopardy champ, Ken Jennings, should replace Alex Trebek. They said he has a good personality and that he's really smart and that he knows stuff. So I don't know, but rest in peace, Alex Trebek. And I want to send my love to Al Roker. Al, everybody, has revealed that he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Thankfully, they caught it early, and he's fine. He's working. He was an early supporter of this show. He even came here during the 6-week sneak peek. And Al has been on this show 7 times and counting. And I can tell you something else, and you won't see this scene in the movie just because it was just too much and too dramatic. There was a time when I was plotting my exit that I escaped a car in Manhattan. Nobody that you knew was driving. I forget their names, as a matter of fact. But they weren't doing what I wanted. I waited for that red light, got out of the car, and just started running. Now, you know I don't run. I had my heavy bag. I didn't intend on running. I started running. I was running to a meeting that I had that they refused to take me to because they said I was not being kind that day, or whatever. I had a conference room full of people high atop Manhattan. And who do I run into but Al Roker? And, oh, Al, remember this? And you know, he says, Wendy. And I blink. I was like, Al. And I hugged him for dear life, and he hugged me back. He said, if you need anything. So we didn't show that in the movie, but you'll see what happens in the conference room in the movie. No, thank you, Brendan. I'm gonna let them flow. As a matter of fact, they're not even escaping. See, Al, I'm not even escaping for you. Oh, we have more great show for you, everybody.